Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Ryder, and this is our beginner's guide to Roadhog. In this video, we will go over the basic abilities and playstyle of Roadhog, so you can kind of jump into quick play or competitive play with kind of an idea of how the hero works, and not going in completely blind. Keep in mind, this is a beginner's guide. This is not an advanced guide. If you want to truly master some of the heroes in Overwatch, it does take some practice, some hours to put in quick play or in competitive to really learn how the hero works and the ins and outs of it. That being said, I will go over some tips and some tricks and some strengths and weaknesses to Roadhog, so that you can kind of get started and not go in completely blind. Before we get started, guys, please be sure to go down below, hit that like button, smash that subscribe button, and check the description down below where my Twitch link is, where you can go to my Twitch channel and drop a follow there, and I stream there pretty regularly as well. But without further ado, let's jump into Roadhog. So Roadhog is a tank hero. So what that means, and in Overwatch 2, it changed from Overwatch 1. They took away the 2 tank meta. It is now a 5v5 game, not a 6v6 game, which means if you played Overwatch 1, you no longer have a second tank to team up with. That being said, your role as a tank is both to do damage, create space, and basically protect your team. Roadhog has a lot of tools that allows him to create space, survive large encounters with the enemy team, and peel for his squishier healer support, DPS, and stuff like that, and provide a lot of value to the team. Roadhog has a couple of basic abilities. His primary fire is his scrap gun. His primary fire of it is a short range. It's like a shotgun blast. Basically, it does maximum damage the closer you are. So as you can see, I can just drop these targets pretty easily. Most targets can get killed within 1 to 2 shots by the primary fire. You can shoot this from a distance, however, there is damage drop-off, as you can see, because it is a spread. There is the secondary fire, which is a large burst. This does not do as much damage, honestly, in my opinion. Unless you're aiming for a headshot with it, I would primarily avoid doing the secondary fire. To be completely honest, I'd never use it. So the main thing of Roadhog is his hook. Okay, his whole kit revolves around his hook ability. What this does is essentially you throw it, and if you ever played Mortal Kombat, you literally are Scorpion in this case. Get over here. Bring him in, blast him away. That is the whole thing. The hook has a 6-second cooldown. This cooldown will start when you throw the hook. As you can see, you pull him in, 7 seconds. I apologize, 7-second cooldown. And you pull him in. Doing this, they do take a tick of damage from the hook, and then the blast from the gun. This will one-shot most squishy targets in the game, if not two-shot some other targets as well. This allows you to really zero in and pick out targets on the enemy team that are isolated, that are separated from the rest of the team. You can pull a tank in so that your DPS can burn them down and stun them and destroy them. You can pull in a Mercy or a Lucio or something, pull them in, get a quick pick on one of their healers, and allow your team to be able to get a push. Roadhogs can absolutely carry a game. They're one of the easier tanks to play, but it's all in how you can land those hooks. The hook does not go through shields, keep that in mind. So heroes like Reinhardt and Sigma and Winston, these heroes will block the as well as Zarya, they will block the hook and not allow it to go through, so keep that in mind. His other ability he has is his inhaler, which basically heals him for a very large portion of his health, about half. You know, about 50% of his health gets healed by this breather. It's pretty strong. It's got an 8-second cooldown, and this is essentially gives you a lot of self-sustain in a fight when you're getting bullied, when you're taking a lot of damage, and your healers are getting bullied, and you just notice that your healers are getting overwhelmed. You can use that breather to keep yourself alive. Roadhog has a very good self-sustain in this fact, but just be sure to only use it whenever you are necessary in needing it. You know, rely on your healers. Don't just throw it out whenever, because a lot of the time they're trying to force that breather out so then they can burst you and blast you. And then, of course, you have his ultimate ability, which is Whole Hog. This basically turns his scrap gun into a machine gun. And for the duration of the time that it's going off, you are basically blasting a ridiculous amount of damage out of your scrap gun, knocking all targets backwards and doing quite a bit of damage in the process. You can control, you only have this active for 6 seconds, but you can control when to fire it. Okay, so you hold your primary fire down whenever it's active, and you will fire. As you can see, it does a respectable amount of damage. That being said, the closer you are, the better. The best way to really utilize this ultimate, in my opinion, is in closed-in spaces, or whenever you're trying to create space on a payload, or if you're on a map like Ilios as well, or anything with a drop-off, you can whole hog people off the side of the map. There's a lot of utility you can do with this. Now, one thing to keep in mind whenever you're whole hogging is you are vulnerable during this. You cannot use your breather. So you are fully at the mercy of the enemy team and your healers being able to keep you up during it. As you can see, this does a lot of damage during its process, and I do not believe it can be canceled mid-cast. Correct me in the comments if I'm wrong on that, but I don't think you can. So I mean, that's the biggest thing, is to be mindful of it. Whole Hog is a very unique ult in the fact that it's not gonna see a lot of value except for in like niche cases when you just want to push up a point. I will say this though, it does absolutely melt through shields. So if a Reinhardt is really keeping his shield up and making it hard for your hit scan DPS to land shots, a good place Whole Hog to eat through that shield is very, very helpful. As far as tips and tricks with Roadhog, he's all about bobbing and weaving a little bit in and out of the fight. You know, you always want to land your hooks as best as you can. If you're finding difficulty with landing your hooks, go to the practice range like what I'm doing and just practice on, you know, throwing it. It does have a range to it, as you can see there. So, you know, you do have to be semi-close for the hook to connect, but when you do, you pull them in, you can blast them. Now, one thing you can do, and I'm not the best at doing this, but you can do trick hooks where you can basically turn in the hook and you'll turn them and face them in a direction that you're facing, if that makes sense. So if I pull this guy, and I can't pull off the edge, but there are ways I've seen Roadhogs hook people, pull them in, and turn them and throw them off the side of a map. You can also use this hook to pull people into places. Again, I like to reference Ilios as well. The big pit in the center is a death pit. If you are able to hook somebody from the other side of the pit and pull them to the center, you can absolutely get some easy picks and value that way. Couple of strengths and weaknesses with Roadhog. He is very strong against the squishier targets. Anything that has basically sub 250 health, like below 250 health, so like your Tracers, your Genjis, your Soldier 76s, your Sombras, you know, Sojourn, anything with less than 250 health are in danger by Roadhog, because if he hooks them and pulls them in, it's almost a guarantee that they're gonna die unless they pull some fancy tricks or they get peeled for. As I said before, shield tanks are both a weakness and a strength to him. His Whole Hog can eat through shields pretty quickly. However, shields also stop him from being able to hook people, so it's kind of a double-edged sword in that case. So kind of make your choices smart there. Out and outright weaknesses for Roadhog. The very first thing I think of is Anna. Her anti-nade disables his ability to heal. So his inhaler doesn't work in that case, and it can absolutely shut him down. It's very important that you watch your health when you're pushing in with Roadhog. You do not have a shield to protect you. You are fully at the mercy of your inhaler and your healer's ability to keep you up. Don't run in like Rambo and just get killed. If you notice you're getting blasted away, you need to back up, create space, back up, get heals, and then go in for another push again. So I mean, the main tip I can give you, because I play Roadhog quite a bit, don't just throw your hook out there and hope to get something. Time it. Okay, that's the best tip I can give you. Don't just throw your hook out and hope to hit a target. If you do that, you will miss most of the hooks you have. If it takes you a couple of extra seconds to really line that shot up and wait for the target to stop moving, just so that you can hook that target in and blast them, that's going to be worth it compared to you just throwing your hook out into the ether, missing the target completely, and then looking like a moron. Oh, one other thing to pay attention to. You have 5 shots in your scrap gun. Pay attention to that. Nothing makes you look more foolish than over here being out of ammunition, and then you hook someone, and oh no, now I have to reload. Oh, the enemy just got away. Don't be that guy. So don't hook someone when you're at 0 rounds in the gun. Okay, you'll look very silly. But yeah, that's pretty much kind of your beginner's guide of Roadhog. If you guys like what you saw here, please feel free to hit the like button, comment, subscribe. Check the description down below for my Twitch link. And if you have any other questions, please feel free to leave a comment down below, and I'll answer them as quick as I can. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.